Hello and welcome to the English Box. Today we are going to talk about the future continuous tense. So let's begin by looking at the structure of the tense. We begin with the subject, I, you, he, she, it, we or they. Then we have the auxiliary verb, will, followed by the verb to be, and finally the main verb with ing. So for example, I will be arriving, or you will be watching. You can also use to be going to instead of will. This is slightly more informal and conversational. For example, I am going to be arriving, you are going to be watching, or he's going to be eating. In negative, you simply have to make the auxiliary verb negative. You can also contract the auxiliary verb and the negation not. For example, you will not be watching, or you won't be watching. Similarly with be going to, you can say he is not going to be eating, or he's not going to be eating, or he isn't going to be eating. So what about questions? For a closed question, you begin with the auxiliary, followed by the subject, followed by be, and the verb with ing. So with will you be playing? And with be going to, are you going to be playing? For an open question, simply place a question word before the auxiliary. When will you be playing? Or when are you going to be playing? So we've looked at the structure. What about the use of the future continuous? There are three uses. Number one, for an interrupted action in the future. Number two, parallel actions in the future. And number three, atmosphere in the future. So let's look at point one, the interrupted action. The interrupted action can be interrupted by another action, the interrupting action, or by a time. Let's look at the two examples. I'll be watching a film at the cinema when Barry arrives home. Barry arriving home interrupts me watching a film. It happens in the middle of my action. I'll be eating lunch at 2 o'clock tomorrow. I will start before 2 o'clock and I will finish after 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock is in the middle of my action. Therefore, I use the future continuous. Point number two is parallel actions. When two actions happen at the same point in the future. These actions will be in process, will be occurring at a certain reference point in the future. Let's look at the examples. A, I'm going to be eating my breakfast and Tom will be taking his exam at 9 o'clock tomorrow, for example. B, Tom will be writing fast and thinking hard. So the same person taking or doing the same action at the same time. And with C, I'm going to be gobbling down my breakfast while he's doing his exam. So after the time expression, the conjunction while, then we use the present continuous, not the future continuous. Finally, point three is a little bit more ambiguous. It's to express some kind of atmosphere. When we use the future continuous, it can often be used interchangeably with the future simple, but it expresses something slightly different. It's less static, it suggests some degree of activity, motion, and dynamism. So we'll often say, I'll be arriving a bit later than expected, instead of saying, I'm going to arrive, or I will arrive a bit later than expected. We'll often say, they'll be dancing all night long, instead of they'll dance all night long, or they're going to dance all night long. Again, this is because it expresses or suggests or indicates a greater degree of activity and movement. Okay, that brings us to the end of the video. A very warm thank you for watching. If you'd like to subscribe, click on the big fat subscribe button. And if you'd like to see some related videos, press on either number 1 or number 2. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.